In this video, we are going to look at problems 6 through 12 on your practice work for the day, just to make sure that we got a good understanding of the content. So let's take a look here at this problem. The guidance counselor is planning schedules for 30 students. 16 want to take Spanish, and 11 want to take Latin. 5 say they want to take both. Display this information on the Venn diagram below. Okay, so we know we have a total of 30 students that the guidance counselor is planning for. So that means in the entire box, we have to have a total of 30. Now with that in mind, we know that 16 total want to take Spanish. In that Spanish circle, we want that total to be 16. And in the Latin circle, we want that total to be 11. Now we also know that 5 say they want to take both. So remember in the Venn diagram, both is where they intersect each other. So if we go to that intersection, that's where we want to put that 5. Now from there, if we want to put that 16 took Spanish, we already have 5 in that Spanish category. Then what we need left to make a total of 16 is 11. And that way the total Spanish is 11 plus 5, which gives us 16. Same idea for the Latin group. We know 11 total want to take a Latin. We have 5 already in the Latin circle, so to get a total of 11, we do 11 minus 5 equals 6. So now, total within the Latin circle, we have 5 plus 6, or 11. We have to remember that we're not done though, because if we look back at the statement, we know that there are 30 students total that the guidance counselor is planning schedules for. And within these circles, we may have 11 plus 5 plus 6, which is 22. We realize that within this universal set, there are 8 people that we have not counted. So what we have to do is put that 8 just somewhere in the universal set to show there are 8 students that don't want Spanish or Latin on their schedule. So there's our Venn diagram. Take a look at a couple problems. So first problem, number 7, says find P parentheses S intersect L. And so the way you would read this is find the probability of S intersect L. What we have to do is figure out how many people are in the intersection of S and L, and then put that over the total number of people that we're looking at. So the probability of S intersect L is first the intersection of S and L, which is 5 total people, that overlapping set. Then we put that over the total number of possible outcomes, how many total people the guidance counselor are working with, and that's 30. So our probability would simplify then to 1 over 6, which then we could just write over here, 1/6. Now, because probabilities are often written as percentages, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just get 1/6 as a percentage, so that would approximately be 17%. Next problem. Find the probability of L. So all we're doing is figuring out how many people are in L and putting it over the total number of outcomes, 30. So the amount of people in L is going to be 11. It's going to be out of 30. So we would have 11 out of 30, which is approximately 37. And that just comes from dividing 11. Next one, what is the probability that a student studies at least one? That means they're going to either take Latin or Spanish or both. So it says the probability of S means that this symbol means union L. So that means everything in S plus everything. So what we would do here is we would just add up the total of everything within these circles here. So there's that total within the circles, and we get that that is 22. So we get 22 out of the total number of people in the group the guidance counselor is looking at. 30 simplifies to 11 over 15. So we have 11 over 15, which is approximately 73. Number 10. What is the probability the student studies exactly one subject? So exactly one subject. Think about that. That means they either study Spanish or they study Latin, but they don't study both. So that's going to be this 11 and the 6. So if we look at both of those, that total is going to be 17 out of 30. Because we don't include the 5, because that's students that study both of those subjects and not just one of them. So 17 out of 30 is our probability, and we can approximate that to 57%. Number 11. What is the probability that a student studies neither subject? And so basically what we're finding is the probability of S, remember this means union, L, and then this symbol means complement. So what we're finding here is what is not in our union. So what is not in this whole set, Spanish or Latin. And if we look, that 8 is what is not in that set. So this is 8 out of 30, which would simplify to 4 out of 15. So we can get 4 out of 15, which is approximately 27%. And then number 12. What is the probability that a student studies Spanish if it is known that the student studies Latin? So, this one we have to think a little bit deeper for. So the thing I want to focus on here is it says, if it is known that the student studies Latin. So how many students do we know study Latin? We know that 11 students study Latin. So that is the total number of students that we're going to be looking at. It's just those 11 because all we're worried about is the students that study Latin. Now, out of those 11 students, what's the probability of getting a student that also studies Spanish? So if we look at that, we see that there are 5 students in that Latin group that also study Spanish. So it's going to be 5 out of 11. That is our probability. And 5 out of 11 is approximately 45%. Okay, so hopefully this video gave you a little bit of understanding of what these questions are asking for. And don't forget that if you're stuck on anything, please ask. We're only a text message or email away. Good luck with the rest of your problems.